this meeting to order, please. Roll call. We have everyone here, and Stephen and Sean are online. Anybody having a conflict of interest? Declare. Hearing none, are there any additions or deletions to our agenda?
I think I have one just to add briefly. We had a concern raised about, I think we talked about it a while ago, but since the last meeting, somebody raised concerns about those motorized bicycles on the road. So I just want to put it on the agenda just as a quick discussion point. Won't be long. I think we know that a lot of them are allowed to be on the road, I guess, is the bottom line. So
Could I have someone do approval of the agenda, please?
I move we accept the agenda as amended.
Second it.
Ready for the question?
Question?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Could I have approval of July 16th minutes, please?
Madam Chair, I'd move to approve the meeting minutes from July 16th as circulated.
I'll second that.
Ready for the question?
Question?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Business arising from minutes.
Madam Chair, two items. The first is it mentions the need for lawyers, a lawyer to be involved when there are speeding tickets that come before the court. My question is, if in fact there a lot of people, I would think, when they get a ticket, that they would, in fact, not contest it, and therefore there would be no need for a lawyer to be present. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Right.
Yes.
So, if more tickets were in fact issued for speeding, then it would only be maybe 1 out of 5 or 10 or so that would be in fact contested in some way.
That would be fair to say. It's a very small number of any of the tickets written actually go to trial.
Therefore, my question would be then, why do we not have more tickets issued when there is considerable speeding within the town?
Well, that's a big question, and it with respect to the lawyers, it has nothing to do with that. Without a survey, I guess it would be difficult for me to comment on why more tickets aren't written. We have speed studies on some of the streets, so you can see if there is in fact, a large number of, there is a speed study at the end of the report this month on Union Street. I think Foxbrook is next up for our speed sign. We can certainly put a push on for traffic. We don't have, obviously, nobody dedicated to do specifically just traffic, but it certainly can be brought to the attention of the members to step up the traffic enforcement within the town.
Thank you. My second question involves the three-way stop at Cowan and Porter's Lane. And I had requested that it would be helpful to have a police presence on Porter's Lane for the people that are not respecting that new three-way stop. And the majority of people are, in fact, and as recently as 2 nights ago, I got an email from a woman who actually lives nearby and supports the presence of the 3 signs, but is saying to me, what happened since the last police commission meeting when you raised the issue of a police presence. And there has been apparently no evidence of a police presence at the stop. Now, what's happening there is that some people do not want to have the stop sign there, so they are rolling through without stopping. A few are going through without even slowing down, and some are stopping, also just a few that are stopping, respecting the sign, and then laying a foot on the gas and leaving a strip of rubber at the stop sign. So it's the very small minority of people that resent having the sign there and are not respecting it. And I believe that we have to do something about it, because there is a lot of concern being expressed about it. It's not just one or two or three people, it's several people. And anyhow, on behalf of her and the others who are complaining, I just want to raise it tonight. Can we have a police presence there?
Yeah, and also with September rolling around and back to school coming in a couple of weeks, I think it's probably important that we're out a little bit more visible doing some traffic enforcement in and around the stop signs and speed zones and school zones in particular. So yes, that will.
And
That will step up.
and in fact, we will have the buses coming to that stop sign,
Yes.
the school buses, because that's the main route, or one of the main routes going into the Walter Duggan School. And Porter's Lane is going to be more important when school does in fact start.
Great.
Thank you.
Just on that point too, Councillor Buchanan, I was just saying to Commissioner Gray, I'm not sure how long that stop sign is going to last with the school buses taking that tight turn where it is located right now, as close to the road, but that's not so much a police as it is a public works concern. Just the way that they have to come up Cowan and turn right up onto Porter's Lane, it might take,
Take both ways.
yeah.
I think, Madam Chair, there have been some fairly big vehicles that have made the turn there. And in fact, very pleased to say that Porter's Lane has been paved and repaved, and it's a great job. And of course, the paving vehicles, trucks, and so on were making that turn without any problem.
Yeah.
Most of them were coming up Angel.
Pardon?
Most of the paving were coming up Angel and going down.
They,
We had a lot of traffic in front of the house.
oh yeah, but some of them were going both ways. I assure you.
Anything else on this matter?
I'm around Cowan Street more than I ever have been
Here, here. On the opposite.
in old age. I have more time to see what's going on.
Could we have the chief's report then, please?
So for the month of July, Westfield Police Service responded to 119 calls for service. Two service, same sentence. 49 criminal investigations, 28 other provincial statutes, 4 municipal bylaw enforcement, 6 motor vehicle related, and 32 that fall into the other calls for service. If you note in your package, there is, it was our Facebook posting, this was for a missing person. And it was significant in that the number of engagements for the post, on the second page there, you can see that it's quite a large number of engagements on that post. This person is still considered to be missing. However, contact has been made through text messages and phone calls. She is out of province, and basically just, according to the calls and text, is okay, just doesn't want to come back home. So it was just really added to it to say it's still an open investigation, with a focus on how much engagement there was to the post and how much community involvement there was with information coming in to assist with our investigation. So that's why that's included in your package. With the report for charges for the month, there was one criminal charge for assault, one for assault with a weapon. Both were intimate partner violence incidents. 3 charged with a break and enter. 1 charge for failing to comply with a release order, and 2 charges for mischief over 5,000, which was an incident involving the windows being smashed out at Needs. For the rest of the calls, there was 18 hours of beat patrol, 12 hours of radar. There was some radar being done. I have to, will address the need for a little bit more as we go. So going through the investigations, if you follow it, there was a pretty good clearance on just about everything this month. 1 arson was cleared, 4 assaults, 3 of them were cleared, 1 still open. The assault with a weapon I had mentioned is still open. Break and enter, it's open. There was a charge, but the file's still open. It hasn't gone to court yet. There was a break and enter into a residence, 2 Child Welfare Act, some criminal intelligence information regarding drugs, 2 disturbing the peace, both cleared. 1 failing to comply with an order, which I had mentioned, that was cleared with a charge. There was a fraud, less than $5,000, that was cleared. That involved a phone scam where someone purchased gift cards and then sent photos of the gift cards and the serial numbers to an unknown person who then cashed them out. Harassing communications, 4 of them, all 4 are cleared. I believe 2 of them were phone calls and a couple of them were messages through social media. 4 mischief, damage to property, 3 of those clears, 1 still open. This one, the no pursuit involved, flight from police. There was 1 of them, it was cleared. One of the officers attempted to stop a vehicle on Foxbrook at an extremely high rate of speed. The vehicle wouldn't stop, took off. The officer did not pursue and was unable to gather a license plate or a real good description of the driver due to the flight. 1 impaired operation of a vehicle, charged for that. Theft, other theft under 5,000, 3 incidents, 2 of them cleared. Public mischief, 1, and that was cleared. The suspicious persons, there's 18 of those calls for the month. All 18 were cleared, no charges. 1 theft of a motor vehicle, that was cleared. Theft of gas, cleared. Uttering threats against a person, that was cleared. No charge for that one. Then traffic investigations, there were 2 motor vehicle acts. Then the other ones, the other moving traffic violations, 1, and that was cleared. That would be an SOT for that. It was a traffic collision, non-fatal, with injuries, that was cleared. And then there was 1 without injuries, so that was reportable. And then there was 1 that was, the damage was so minor it was not reportable. Provincial stats, 4 911 calls, all cleared. They were okay. Family Law Act, 10 of them, all cleared. Fire prevention, 1, that was cleared. There was no charge for that one that I'm aware of. Liquor Act, 2, and they were both cleared. Mental Health Act, 5, all cleared. I don't believe any, 1 of them resulted in someone going to the hospital under the Voluntary Psychiatric Act. The other ones were cleared on their own. Other provincial stats or statutes, 2, and they were both cleared. Parking offenses, 2, both cleared. 2 peace bond violations, both cleared. And the municipal, there was 2 dog investigations, both cleared. No charges in those ones, or any of the bylaw ones that I'm aware of. The 1 for traffic and 1 was other, all cleared without any charges. Then the other types of calls for service, 6 for assistance to general public, all cleared. Assistance to other police agencies, 6, all cleared. That would be, I think, 3 to Stellarton and 3 with RCMP for that one, or No, our assistant to the RCMP is below that. They were all for Stellarton, that one. Provincial agency, 1, there was a funeral escort, 2 false alarms, 3 lost and found, 2 of them are cleared, 1 of them still open. It's just the property is here, just the person hasn't come in to claim it yet. 3 missing persons, 2 were cleared, as I mentioned. The one that's still open is the one you have in your package. And property checks, 7 well-being checks, and the index checks are people coming in to have criminal records checks done. 14 of those took place at our station last month. And attached at the back, you can see there is the vehicle count for Union Street with the speeds and the graphs at the end of the charts to show violations and the time and days that they were recorded on.
Thank you very much, Chief. Any questions for the Chief?
Madam Chair, the 2 Motor Vehicle Act violations or investigations, were they in fact speeding?
You got me, Clary.
The-
The 2 Motor Vehicle Act, other activities, or the,
Motor Vehicle Act to other activities.
those would not be.
No.
The moving, or the traffic violations, there's 1.
Okay,
And that
traffic
one's cleared.
violations.
That one was speeding.
Okay, so there was one, and that's where a ticket would be issued, not just a warning,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
And that did, when it says that it was cleared, did that in fact go to, it was paid then, right?
Oh, no, no, it just means the call is closed or the file is closed. So they would be, if it was July, they would be given a court date in September, so they would have up until that court date in September to pay the fine. So I
Okay.
don't know if the fine's been paid yet.
Okay. And if in fact that is contested, then there would be a lawyer involved, but if
Correct.
it wasn't, there wouldn't be,
That's
right?
correct, yes.
So there'd be no cost to the town if in fact there was no contest, right?
Absolutely, that's correct, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we could in fact lay more speeding charges in the run of a month. I know New Glasgow at one time, you couldn't go up East River Road without an officer pulling you over, the same officer. I mean, I was never pulled over, but a lot of people were, and some repeatedly,
Yes.
right?
And he was a dedicated traffic officer, that was his full-time position.
Right,
Yeah.
right, okay. But I think we might be able to put a little bit more effort into that, and it might solve some of the problems that we have, hopefully.
Yes,
Thank you.
understood, yes.
Any other questions for the Chief? Hearing none, we could have business arising, no, I'm sorry, new business. Mitch, you're on.
Yeah.
Pass the report.
Oh,
Oh, it's,
I'll move to accept the chief's report as presented.
Second it?
Right.
ready for the question?
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 All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Pete's getting. So under new business, Mitch, you got it.
Yeah, no, just more of a discussion than anything briefly. I think we've all seen them, we hear them more than see them, I guess, the various bikes that are out there. Some are electric, some are gas-powered of various, I hate to use the term CCs, but various sizes. My understanding, I guess, is that certain sizes, anybody can drive, they can be on the road, and they're classified as bicycle. Then other sizes, they get classified as something different, I guess. So I guess the question is are we getting many complaints in and around the space around them, other than, some of us have received some directly, and if so, like, is there any kind of move to maybe stop and talk to some of these folks about the bikes and the rules of the road and things of that nature. And I say that about, you know, the motorized ones. I think we could all draw a parallel to kids and bicycles and sidewalks too. So I don't think it's unique to just those, but that just happens to be one of the bigger concerns is, and I think it's the noise more than anything, but you know, it is a shared road. So, you know, drivers of vehicles have a responsibility to leave. I believe it's a minimum of a meter clearance around them when they're passing them. So I guess more just to bring it forward that, you know, if there's any ability to maybe keep a closer eye on those folks, because they are a little bit, you know, some of them don't respect the rules of the road. Most of the ones I see, they do. They're just very loud.
Madam Chair, I'd be interested in the safety of the vehicle. I don't recall any accidents in town involving motorized bikes. Most of the complaints I hear is the noise. So safety-wise, and I haven't personally seen anyone not obeying the rules of the road on them, but I'm not sure if we've had any accidents involving those. No. That I know of.
Madam Chair, I think in the past there weren't very many such vehicles on the road, and now there are a number of them, and as Councillor McGregor has indicated, part of the concern that people have is in relationship to the noise from them. And there are 3 of them that travel together sometimes on Cowan Street, and one of them makes quite a bit of noise, but 3 of them together makes a hell of a lot of noise. And I think it's a good thing that it was raised, but I don't think the ones that I see are actually speeding, but they sure sound as if they're speeding.
That's right. And I guess that my last comment would be to it, there could be a concern that some of these homemade ones are in fact moving more from being classified as a bicycle under the Motor Vehicle Act into something that does require a license to drive, insurance and registration. So that's kind of some of them. I'm not sure, I wouldn't know by looking at them what they look like. I know some of them, as Councillor McKinnon said, they're loud. They have nothing on a Harley Davidson going up the road, but you know, when it's just one by itself, it sounds like it is one. So I guess that's more the point. You know, if there's ever an ability, you know, I know our folks are, you know, vehicle compliance guys or girls that could, you know, sit down and maybe disseminate what class the bike is on the side of the road. I think there's a lot of moving pieces to that. Might not be quite as simple as just stopping and looking at it and saying this requires to be registered and insured versus this is classified as a bicycle under the Motor Vehicle Act.
Well, I know personally, we've got 3 that they come up Spring Garden. They either go Angel Street or they go out to Prince William to go to Cowan Street, and there's 3 of them, but they are now wearing helmets, so I assume they've been stopped since our last meeting, because they weren't wearing helmets before, and they go right through the stop signs. Just keep on going.
The Deputy Mayor has mentioned the safety aspect of them, and I think that has to be watched as well, because they're not very heavy, and I think they could leave the road more quickly if they are going fast.
Well, they're just a regular bike, aren't they, with a motor on them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, most of them are.
I've witnessed them at night going up the road with the headlight on, that's it.
If you're
Pitch
lucky,
black.
you're lucky if you get that. Some of them.
You know, it's pretty scary actually when you see it.
They're so noisy.
Yeah.
Oh, so noisy, it's unbelievable. Especially in the summer when you got the windows open. Extreme.
Yeah, the pack of 3 they make quite a bit
Yeah, I
of
know the
noise.
3, they actually come down driving around too as well,
Oh,
so.
they go everywhere.
And they're moving right along, I'll tell you. I bet you they're, I would say 45, 50 kilometers an hour rolling. But they all get helmets on, so I'll say that for them, right, so.
The bicycles are also, they need to be compliant with the regulations for bikes too, so they have to have a headlight at night, they have to have a bell on them. You know, so they are to be compliant as well, so we can do checks to see that they have the proper safety equipment on the bikes, whether they're motorized or not.
So they're supposed to have like, I see a lot of bikes now, they're flashing like an LED light on the back, but just make the drivers aware that they're there, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, do they require to have a lighted light on the back, or a reflector, or,
If they're traveling at night, it's a light. They need a light in the front and then something lit in the back, or at
Okay.
least a reflective in the back, if not a flashing light.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when they went by, we were sitting up in the gazebo, and it was just like, you hear the noise, you can see a light go by, but
Yeah.
that was it, right? Like, and we looked at each other like, wow. You couldn't tell there was a reflector because, you know, it was dark. It's-
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like a good place to start.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
agree.
Just for their safety, more than anything, right?
Exactly.
Anything else on this topic? We all don't like the noise. Enough of that. Okay, I'm going to report on the Zoom meeting that I had on August 14th. It was to go over the final get-together before the conference, which is taking place on September 11, 12, and 13 in Sydney at the Holiday Inn. I've emailed the information to everybody, so there might be some confusion now, but anybody else interested in going to it?
I would like to, but I can't get away that week.
Uh, They've sent the agenda for who's speaking. It's going to open with the Minister of Justice. They're going to do an update on the Nova Scotia Police Review, audit and standards, and other programs and initiatives, and this is with the Nova Scotia Department of Justice, Hayward Creston, and New Jersey. The next, there's going to be recognition for women in law enforcement. Another one topic is going to be supporting members' wellness. And then there's going to be a panel of model of policing, and these members of this panel are from right across Canada. So that should be very good. The Honorable Vern White is going to speak at the banquet, and he's a former senator and chief of police. And I meant to look that up, but where he was. Do you know where he's from?
It was out west.
Okay,
Yeah,
I meant
no.
to look it up, and I
Yeah.
forgot.
Was it Ottawa? That's west.
Pardon me?
Might have been Ottawa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
might have been
didn't know
Ottawa,
that. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Lost the fellas.
On Friday morning, it's recruitment, it's what we're going to talk about, and crisis intervention teams. Records management is another one. A golf tournament is taking place on the 11th, and this year it's the first year that, in a few years, that we've had a companions program, and that's taking place on the Thursday. We're going to Fortress Lewisburg, and lunch with Justin and Colin, I think it was.
That's
Right. Yeah. And
They're kind of designer type.
yes, HGTV is what
Yeah.
we're on. They call us.
Renovation guys.
Yeah. That's taking part in the companions program. And again, this is the first time for this, you can go for one day on Thursday for $100. Now, I don't know whether that includes the lunch, dinner time, at supper time, the gala dinner, do you know that, right?
Thursday night is the dinner, yeah. There's the mess dinner, and then, yeah, that's
But is
Thursday.
that included in the $100 or?
That I'm not sure of.
Well,
I can
anyway.
I can find out very quickly.
Yeah, any questions on any of that? Seems to have been a lot of work put into it at the last minute, and
Yeah.
it's just been still ongoing, I think, some of it. Anyway, it's going to be held at the Holiday Inn.